Thinking about moving to Punta Cana, staying here for a short term or even long term? How much money do you really need? In this video, I will show you the real-life expat numbers, no tourist prices, housing, renting, transport, bills, entertainment, everything and anything. I've been living here for more than 7 years, and in this video, you'll see the real cost of living in the whole tourist area, Punta Cana, Cap Cana and Bávaro. Everybody thinks life on an island is really cheap. Let's actually check if it is true or not. Let's get into it. I planned to start with our biggest expense. It is renting. We live in the Punta Cana Village, is the neighborhood close to the airport, and we pay for one-bedroom apartment, which is actually really large. We have one big bedroom with one master bathroom, one little closet, one living room connected to the kitchen, and the big terrace, like a balcony. And we pay $1,100 US dollars a month. It is our third contract. We do the contract every year, and first year cost us $1,000 a month, and since second year and up to this moment, it is about $1,100 a month. And I would like to give you even more idea of the prices. So I'll give you one more example from our life, because we used to live in Bávaro before we moved here in Punta Cana, in Los Corrales area, really close to the ocean, 5 minutes walk. And that was old complex, but really good, really safe, really clean, with pretty old apartments. We paid $850 a month for two-bedroom apartment, which was even bigger than right now we have. That was two big bedrooms, two separate bathrooms, three balconies. One of them was a laundry room, one huge living room connected to the kitchen also, so it's open space, like almost everywhere here. It's pretty popular setup. And for an electricity and utilities, we paid $150 US dollars for electricity, I believe, when we used to live in Los Corrales. We used less AC than right now, because there we had natural AC, like a breeze, and every night that was a bit freezing, even, especially in January or February. And for water, we paid there a little bit more than here. Here we pay $15. It is almost unlimited. We never reach the limit. And the residential in Los Corrales, we used to pay around $80 or $100. They have really good water. They fill the tanks in the residential every day, daily. So that's why we paid a part of it way more than here. Here we also have good water, but I think the process here is easier, so that's why it's cheaper. And for electricity, we pay here $250 a month. We have two AC, but only one work at the moment. So we have one big AC in the living room. We use it every day, daily, from the morning till the evening. And at night, we use AC in bedroom. So basically, it means we have one AC, work 24/7, and we pay $250 a month. So I would say if you have more than one AC, what run at the same moment, you're gonna pay maybe $150 more per each. I have a friend who has villa and they pay around $600 a month, but they have, I believe, 3 ACs, what works at the same moment, almost 24/7. Because here, to live without AC is a bit harsh, really, it's really tough. Because here is humid, especially in the summer, it's really hot climate, so I would not recommend you to live without AC here. Let's summarize a little bit. Right now we have payment $1,100 a month for just an apartment rent. Maintenance is included, and around $300 electricity plus water. And we used to pay $850 in Los Corrales, which is super touristic area. I'm gonna do the review in the near future. For water and electricity, we paid almost the same amount, so average is $250 a month. And right now, I want to give you a little bit more idea about the prices in most popular areas among the expats and locals in the touristic zone: Bávaro, Punta Cana, and Cap Cana, and neighbors nearby that. It's really popular areas. There live lots of expats and lots of locals also. It's really safe areas. And right now on the map, you can see the white sands. It is a huge area located right nearby the ocean. It's really gem of this area, and it's really not typical. They have their own private beach. This is really big area, and it's pretty old area. They started develop this area many years ago, but right now it's booming, so it's growing again. There is constructing lots of villas, apartments, so you have plenty of options of rent. And I know a couple of people who live there. They construct their own villa, they bought some property there, because it's still not high of price compared to, for example, Punta Cana. but it's really close to the ocean and they have really nice beach. The prices starts from $800. The all prices what I will mention right now in this short review of the areas in touristic zone, I checked myself on Facebook Market. It is the place where you can check apartment prices for a long or short-term rental. All these prices, it is prices for one-bedroom apartment or studios with 1-year contract. Los Corrales, I used to live there many years when we just traveled in the country and we spent here just the winters. We stayed always in Las Olas de Bávaro. It's really good residential, I can recommend it. They have really good water, they have really good management, and they always will help you if you will ask so, and it's really 5 minutes walk from the beach. It's really big area and there is plenty residential complexes, different ones, closer to the beach, far from the beach, long-term, short-term, new, old, lots of options. And usually short-term rental starts from $100 a day, but if you want to rent for a long term, like I do right now, and live there, the cheapest price I believe is about $700 for 1-bedroom or studio apartment, which is going to be old construction. So it's not going to be the brand new, like I live right now here. The next residential complex, what I want to review, it is Cocotal, which is really popular among expats and locals. It is closed area, really beautiful area. It looks like a park where you have lots of villas and apartment complexes. The biggest plus of this residential complex, they have some amenities inside of the complex. There is plenty of options to walk, to do the sport, to hang out. For example, they have even a restaurant, beach club, golf club, they have golf course, they have pool, they have even cafe and bar nearby the pool, even mini market with delivery. So you even don't need to go there. You can call them and they will bring it to you directly to your house, to your villa or apartment. The prices in Cocotal, I believe, starts from $900 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment. The next area, what I'm going to show you right now, it is Vista Cana. It is brand new area with lots of things inside and it's still in development. Huge plus of this area, the location, it is not oceanside, it's on the highway. It's maybe 20 minutes drive to the ocean, depends on the traffic, can be more, can be less. But they have their own artificial lake on the territory, actually 2 of them. They split 1 in half. In one you can swim and use it like a beach, and on another one you can do fishing, you can do water activities. They have a beach club with nice pool, a really good Italian restaurant, a couple bars. They have a golf course, small one, not advanced one, but still they have it. Prices in Vista Cana starts from $850 for 1-bedroom apartment, but the huge plus of this area, almost everything is brand new and lots of villas also. So if you would like to rent villa, you can do it way cheaper than in Punta Cana or in Cap Cana. So for example, a couple months ago or a month ago, we saw one offer on the Facebook Market or on Instagram with villa for rent for $1,600 or $800, which is really cheap. That was unfurnished, but that was spacious, 2-floor villa with their own backyard and pool and gazebo. So that was a really good option for such a good money. It's a really good price for Punta Cana in 2025. The next part in our little review is downtown. A couple years ago, I would not mention this area in this review because there was barely you'll see the options for rent. There was lots of just the constructions, and everybody used this area just to hang out because there we have lots of restaurants, cafes, 2 malls, 2 big grocery stores, lots of amenities around. But right now, this area is in this review just because we have there lots of options for rent. And we know people who rent their villa for $1,500 a month. And we know there are people who rent 1-bedroom apartment for $700 a month, which is a really reasonable price. Yes, it's not that close to the ocean. It's not like oceanside. You need to drive to the ocean like 15 minutes. But Uber cost is super cheap. If you have car, it's just 15 minutes. But you live in the middle of everything and you have lots of amenities around you. The next step in our little review is Punta Cana Village, the place where I live. I'm not gonna stop here for a while because I have a special review of the neighborhood. You can check it by the link down in the description. Punta Cana Village, older apartments starts from $1,000. It's gonna be a 1-bedroom apartment in a pretty old construction. As I've mentioned earlier, we'll rent for $1,100 but unfurnished and a brand new, but this is the deal basically 3 years old. Right now you will not find apartments like we have for that amount of money. Something like we have right now is gonna cost $1,400, $1,500, but it's gonna be more likely furnished. The next neighborhood in our review, it is Las Canas. The biggest plus in my opinion of this complex is an access to Cap Cana. to the next neighborhood in our review. They don't have plenty options inside, like a restaurants, cafes or something. They have some. They have a little store, pharmacy. They have 1 or 2 cafes. So they have something, but not too much. An apartment starts there from $1,200 a month. It's gonna be a 1-bedroom apartment in the residential complex, but almost all of these residential complexes, what they have in Las Canas, they have gym, they have pool, they have some amenities in that complex, which is actually a huge plus. The last but not least in our review is Cap Cana itself. It's the fanciest area in the whole touristic zone. It is like a city. They have lots of things inside. They have grocery stores, cash and carry. They have lots of restaurants. I will not list it here because it's too much. It's plenty of options of bars, restaurants. They have marina with yachts where you can take a walk. They have area fishing lodge where we have lots of things to do. They have water park, they're brand new. So studios, there is living room and bedroom in the same room. They rent it right now. They start from $1,100, I believe. It's the cheapest options. The regular price, I believe, is around $1,200 for studio. 1-bedroom apartment starts from $1,500. So it's a big complex with lots of things inside. There's plenty of options by the price, but prices starts from $1,200. So for next, utilities. The maintenance usually included in the price. But when you will speak with the broker or with the owner of the apartment, better to check it before you sign the contract because sometimes they're not included in the price. You will pay a part of the rent for AC, water and gas. In our case, gas is included in the price of the rent, but as I mentioned, we pay for the water $15 and it's almost unlimited. We never reach the limits, we even don't know how much water is included. But it's not everywhere like this. And AC, if you have one AC what runs 24/7, it's about $200 to $250 a month, and each AC on top of that is $100 to $150. Depends on how you use it. We're not on budget with that thing. We use it as much as we like, and this is the numbers what we pay a month. The next step in our review is personal expenses. I don't know for what you spend your money monthly. I'll give you some examples from our experience. And the first and really important, it is a personal healthcare. We used to pay around $40 and I believe it was closer to the minimum, and that was minimum coverage. Right now we pay $100 for a family plan for 2 of us in total, and it covers pretty much 80% of everything what we need. And the last time we need some lab tests and even MRI were included. Usually you need to ask in the insurance company on the lab tests like that. Emergency cases covers by 100%. So if you have some emergency, it's going to be covered fully. And the next one, it is mobile services. You can get a SIM card or eSIM card by 2 companies here in the country. It's Claro and Altice. We use Claro, and we now have monthly plan. We pay each 5 days $3 for 8 gigabytes of internet, and we just renew it every 5 days. And even if you need more gigabytes, more storage, you can get it during these 5 days also for additional little fee. Roughly a month, we pay around $20 per person for a cell phone internet. And the next is a home internet. In this country, right now, it works really well. We have fiber optic, and we pay for 2 contracts. One contract for our apartment, we pay around $100 for really fast internet. It's like around 300 megabit per second. It's really fast. And I have a little bit more basic plan on our studio, and I pay there $50 per month. And the next, I will give you a couple examples because I can do this list really long, include everything, but just the basic spendings, such as like, for example, barbershops. I pay $30 per each haircut, around 2,000 pesos, which is highest price on the market here in the touristic zone. Maybe you can find even more expensive, but I just like that spot. It's not that far from my home. It's like 15 minutes drive. It's located in Cap Cana. It's really good barbershop, really good barber, $30. Manicure, pedicure, for example, is around $55, $75. Depends on the salon, depends on the specialist. And last but not least, so far we don't have kids, but so we don't have that spending. But I know how much it costs. Schools here, if your kid's gonna go to the international school, they cost around $700 to $1,000. Depends on the school. It's an average. Can be a little bit less, can be a little bit more, or way more. Depends on the school. $700,000 a month. For example, we have here in Punta Cana Village, International Punta Cana School, or the one in Cap Cana. I believe it's a little bit more expensive, or the one in Vista Cana, Ashton, which they started work this year. I don't know the prices, but when I will do the review of Vista Cana, I will mention it for sure, because it's really important information, I know that. And I have to mention that we have not only international big schools, like big brands. We also have private small ones. And for example, the price in the private but small ones starts from $1,400 a year. So it's way less. It doesn't mean it's worse, it's just smaller. You don't pay for a brand, you don't pay for lots of amenities in it. They usually have some personal approach, a more personal approach, because there's less kids studying. In the future videos, I'm planning to do a little short interviews with people who I know who have kids in the private school, in the private small ones, and international schools. And I will ask them a couple questions for you to know more information about pricing, about the quality of education. Our second biggest expense in a month, it is food. It's also included grocery stores and eating out, some restaurants and cafes, but do it step by step. I will start with food at home. We're not trying to live on budget on that thing. We're not trying to save some. We use it as much as we need, as much as we want. We have a grocery store, the big one of the best brands in the country, Nacional. It's right on our back door, 5 minutes, 2 minutes on the car. It's really, really close. And we do it every 2-3 days. And roughly a month, we spend around $1,000 for it, just for it. And right now I'm gonna show you our average trip to the grocery store. We did it basically a day ago and showed it for you. So just spend a couple minutes to watch it.
So right now we're nearby Nacional. It is a supermarket located in Punta Cana Village. It is really close to our home. And I want to show you how much does it cost, our daily grocery spendings. So our trip ended up with 1.5 pockets, and we have not that much food. But we bought something for laundry, and our total today was 3,000 pesos, which is $50. I don't know, it's cheap or expensive. I really don't know, because there is not that much food, but there is something for laundry, which is usually most expensive things. So yeah, but that's what we spend every day or every 2 days in the grocery store. And we're not trying to save. So we're not trying to be like on the budget. It's pretty much our average check.
Eating out, restaurants, cafe, bars, clubs, whatever. It totally depends on your lifestyle. Sometimes we do it really often, sometimes we don't. So for example, in this one month, we've been out maybe a couple times, 3-4 times. Sometimes we do it every second day. So if we have lots of work, we don't have time to cook, we go to the restaurant. We like to take a breakfast in the restaurants. It's our favorite. We would like to go in some nice place and drink morning coffee right there. And prices, average prices. I will not give you the estimate for a month, because as I've said, it totally depends on you, how many times you go there. But average prices in the good places. Probably you can find cheaper. Probably you can find more expensive, but it's an average, as I said. Breakfast for 2 person, usually in a good place, 40-50 bucks. Lunch can be 50 up to 80, without alcohol, just the food. 2 main dishes, 2 appetizers, something like that. Dinner totally depends. Depends on the restaurant, depends on what you're eating, depends on do you drink alcohol or not. But for example, without alcohol, 80 up to 100. But sometimes we pay 2 to 50 for a dinner. It depends on the place. It depends on what you do, how much food you have, how much alcohol you have, so, like everywhere. But average is like this. And right now I'm gonna show you our short lunch trip, yesterday's trip. We went to the lunch because we didn't have time to cook. I'm gonna show you how much it cost, what they have in the menu. It's one of the main restaurants here in Punta Cana Village, Taberna de Pepe. That was a regular lunch by a regular price, but you will have an idea how much it cost and you will see the menu. Right now we're in Punta Cana Village, Taberna de Pepe, one of the best restaurants here in the touristic zone, to be honest, so not only in Punta Cana. We've decided to take a lunch here to show you the prices and the average cost of the lunch here in Punta Cana. Let's get into the menu. So here, as you can see, we have a bunch of options. It's appetizers. I'm not gonna go throughout the whole of the menu. I'm just gonna show you my personal favorites. So for example, I really like ceviche in here, and price for ceviche is around $10. Taxes are not included, as everywhere here. We have a bunch of options of sushi and some Asian food, salads, risotto, pasta. So it's pretty much everything, and you can choose whatever you like. And they have a various options, as plenty of options of meats and fish. And today we end up with Angus burger, the two Angus burger. You'll see it's a huge portion of burger with some French fries aside. Remember one thing, any price in here in the menu, almost everywhere in the country, it's taxes not included. So it's on top of that, you will pay 18% and 10%. So that's how it looks. French fries, a huge burger with some onions, something like Angus burger. So it looks delicious. I don't know how I will manage it. It's really huge, but I'll try. See. So they got the check, the water, Coca-Cola, and two Angus burgers. And as you can see in the check, they have total, and later we have two strokes like Ibis and Lay. This is two taxes. In total, it is about $40, which is not bad, because usually we go out for a dinner and our regular check for a dinner is about $80, $80 or $100 without alcohol. And I'm really surprised what we're gonna pay just 40, so that's good. The second expense is transportation. I will be covering here a couple topics like renting car, buying car, and Uber. We always use, if we need so, one company. It is the company of our friend. I will leave the links on their Instagram and website, so for you to check their prices if you need so. They're verified, they're really trustful, they have fully covered insurance, they have plenty of options with cars, which really good conditions, and prices starts in a low season from $30 a day up to 65 in the high season. If you would like to rent for long term, month and more, you're gonna get 30% discount. The second option, it is to buy a car. If you're planning to stay here in the country more than 1 year, I would recommend you to buy a car. So you can get the loan here in the country for the car, even if you don't have local documents, and the interest rate usually is 20-24%, the initial payment around 30%. That was about new cars. If you're ready to buy a used one, like I did twice already. So when we just came in the country, we bought a Ford Focus 2015 that was 6 years old at the moment, and we paid $9,000, I believe, or something like that. And I resell this car a year later for the same amount of money, so I didn't lose even a penny. And right now we have Hyundai Sonata, which is actually 5-6 years old also, and I could resell it for the same money, almost the same money what I bought it. And it was really good condition. My advice, if you would like to do it, buy a used one car, you need to find a person who's gonna help you with that. Because in this country, it's a big problem to fix the car. So it's my recommendation, if you're ready, even if you want to buy a used one, find the person who could help you with this process. With all the documents, with check the card, everything. It's really important. The second part of this topic, it is a taxi. So if you don't want to rent, if you don't want to buy, if you live by the ocean, if you have some amenities around you and you barely need to use some transportation, Uber is your option. It's super cheap, super safe, it's easy access everywhere, you can get it always, you can pay with card, you can pay with cash. It's really good option, and it's really cheap. So for example, one-way trip from our home in Punta Cana Village, which is nearby the airport, and directly to Los Corrales. It's around 30 minutes driving. It depends on the traffic, so it's kind of far. It's about 15 kilometers, I believe. And it's gonna cost $12, $12 or $15 one way, which is completely reasonable. The next big block in our review is entertainment. And for example, gym. Lots of people use the gym, and if you don't have your own like we have in our building, you could buy a membership. And we have plenty of options for any money. So for example, really good gym nearby the Cocotal. The price is around $40 per month, unlimited. It's really good gym, it's really spacious, clean, modern, really good. The second option, I believe it's, for example, the Body Shop. It's the big brand here in the country. If you have a membership in Body Shop, you can go to any body shop in the country. And the price range is completely different. So for example, in downtown Body Shop, you can get it for 6,000 or 7,000 pesos, which is about $100. Here in Punta Cana Village, we also have Body Shop, but price here starts from $250 and up to $300. I know many people like CrossFIT right now. We have plenty of options of CrossFit. It's really popular in the country and one of the best. I consider it as a best because I know the owner, but they're really good. And their location is really perfect. It's right in the middle of everything. It's in downtown, Yosai CrossFit. I believe their price is $150 a month, everyday use. It's not unlimited, but that's everyday use. You can use it every day. And you know, our country famous by the golf courses. We have one of the best ones in the world. And to play golf here, it's really popular, and we have plenty of options for any wallet. So for example, I know the golf courses where you can play for $60 a game. And I know the golf courses where you can play for $500 a game. It depends on the golf course, but we have lots of options. So right now it's really popular, tennis and paddle, and we have almost in every neighborhood. And even in some gas station, we have a tennis court and paddle course. And their rent for one game costs around $30. It depends on the place, but I think average is about that. So we live in an island, and one of the biggest entertainment here, it is the beach clubs. For example, I would like to mention my three favorites. One in my neighborhood is Playa Blanca. Entrance costs $50, but it's not just an entrance. You can spend that amount, so for example, $50 per person, in the restaurant. Api Beach, located in Cap Cana. I believe entrance costs around $35 per person. It's consumable as well, so you can spend it in the restaurant. And one of my favorite places, it's not Punta Cana, but it's not that far. It's like 40 minutes driving. It's located in Bahia. It's called Esmeralda Beach Club. Entrance there costs around $35 per person, also consumable. And last block inside of the entertainment, I would like to mention it a little bit apart of it because it's a big topic, and I would like to talk in the future about it a little bit more. It's a travel inside of the country. We live in a beautiful country. We have so many places to visit, and that will be a crime to stay only in Punta Cana, especially if you live here long term. I would recommend you to go for at least a couple of days every month at some new place, like even Santo Domingo, Zona Colonial, or Jarabaco, or Las Terrenas, or Samaná, or Puerto Plata. Many places where you can have fun, because they are completely different from Punta Cana. Punta Cana is mostly for tourism, like a big brands, big hotels, all-inclusive hotels, but Samaná is completely different, Jarabaco is completely different, Santo Domingo is the capital, the colonial zone, there is a beautiful architecture, so I will recommend you to visit. It's hard to count because it totally depends on your lifestyle and your vacation style, where you prefer to stay, Airbnb or hotels, where you prefer to eat, local places or the fancy restaurants. But average, based on our experience, the daily budget for Santo Domingo for two people with accommodation is about $250. Average, can be less, can be more, depends on what you use. And almost the same for Las Terrenas or Jarabacoa. Maybe a little bit more because there is not so many options for staying and so many good options, for us, by our personal taste. And our daily budget for Jarabacoa or for Las Terrenas is a little bit higher. It's about $300 per day for two person. It's, staying, so where you're staying and where you eat. So average like that. So I will recommend you to spend some days during your vacation. It doesn't matter short term or long term, to visit other places in the country, because believe me, they're worth it. By the way, if you want more honest expat content like this, feel free to subscribe. I promise I'm not gonna spam you. I'm gonna post twice in a month, so it's not a lot, but you're not gonna lose me. In reality, we spend even more, but based on my experience, based on our lifestyle, for 2 people in Punta Cana Village, you need around $5,000. But we spend a bit more because we have also rent for a studio where I do tattoos. We have some more expenses such as like cosmetologist and etc. and etc. So we have many more expenses a month, but I would say around $5,000 is a good budget to live here, really comfortable in Punta Cana Village. But if you don't have car, if you don't want to rent car, and if you prefer to save some, you can live, and even if you're planning to live here alone, I would say around $2,500. It is the minimum here in Punta Cana Village. In some other neighborhoods where other expenses are cheaper, and if you can save some, and if you prefer to live, for example, in Los Corrales, you could spend a little bit less. But I would say $2,500, it is average for minimum budget per one person. And if you don't mind, let me know down in the comments your numbers. Roughly, I don't need exact, but I'm just curious. I want to compare to the place where you live. It's really interesting to compare with Punta Cana. But if you want to see what life actually looks like here in Punta Cana Village, watch this as a next one. It is a Punta Cana Village review of the neighborhood, how people live here, the part 1. In the next couple weeks, I'm gonna drop the second part, where I'll be covering the other part of the village with lots of entertainment in there. So stay tuned. I hope this video helped you to understand the real numbers here in Punta Cana, in the touristic zone in general. If you have questions, if you have some comments and thoughts, just leave them here in the comments and I would love to answer. I love to chat with you. It's really interesting. I'm curious about your opinion, so I will wait. And see you in the next one. Да. Пизду.